Robin, issue number 7. That's right, folks. The story of the Lazarus tournament continues as Damian Wayne has broken off onto his own away from the rest of the Bat family in some vain attempt to find, I guess, peace or closure or whatever. It's fun, man. I think Damian is strong enough to lead a book. I've always said that. He's a very compelling character, especially when he's explored in a different way than he has been portrayed. Like, people know him as the arrogant little kid. I think humbling him in a way is really good, and especially humbling him in a way where it's not to his brothers or his father. I think that works in a really strong way, and it's just more interesting and creative than just having him, talk shit to Dick and Tim and Jason all the time. I think it's cool to have him on his own here. So last issue, the tournament kind of got down to its final 8 or 16. I can't remember. I think it was 8. And basically it was Damian versus Respawn. So Damian tried to set up the area so he could steal the book from Mother Soul while he's fighting Respawn. This makes Respawn mad, so they get into a huge scuff, and Respawn thinks he's got the advantage over Damian. Of course he doesn't. We do see that Damian nearly pulls the mask off. We do see underneath the mask of Respawn, there is some white hair. Now again, I'm still going under the theory it's a clone of Damian. I'm starting to think it could be one of Slade's kids. How many does he have? A lot. And since Williamson is also doing that Deathstroke book, it wouldn't surprise me if he's got a thing for the Wilson family. So this makes Respawn really mad, but Damian's I don't got time for this. He just kicks him off a cliff, and he's all right, now that's done. Mother Soul comes up to him, and she just dude, you got to get back to the arena, or you're going to be disqualified. But Damian, in classic fashion, he's I don't care. Okay, I spent enough time reading this book to truly understand what's going on here. And he kind of lays it out for us. Basically, this island has been kind of infected with the Lazarus pits, so the people on the island can live forever as long as they are on the island, but the island feeds off the fights and it takes that death from it. So there's something about the island that's infected with the Lazarus pits, and when you're on it you can't die, but it doesn't need the death, so people will die and they will die and they will die. And that's what keeps the island pure. But this woman, Mother Soul, also has a long connecting history to Damian herself, because he knows who she is. It is Ra Al Ghul. This is the soul of the demon. It is Ra's al Ghul's mother. Damian's great-grandmother, just alive and kicking, just a strong woman. I'm they don't even shy away from it. It's not a big reveal. It's just this is his great-grandmother. She's here. She's that's your dad talking. You're trying to figure out what it all means, what the connection is. All right, well, you got it. The island needs the power. We can live here forever when we have it. Yada bing, bada boom. You got it, Damian. You're a smart kid. It's kind of interesting. But she's you don't understand, kid. There's more to it than that. And it's what do you mean by that? You mean you can live forever if you win the tournament, but you become a servant of Armageddon, you work for the soul of the demon, pretty much? It's probably. We don't really say that, but Damian thinks that's whoever wins this tournament is going to become encaptured by Mother Soul and just become this random person on the island with no life or no meaning. And basically, Damian gets to what's left of the tournament, and they see they're down to the final 4. We see Ravager is alive. We see that Flatline's alive, and Connor Hawk is alive. All of our main characters. So Connor Hawk comes out to have the fight with Ravager. They're getting into a scrap, and this is where Flatline's yo, they're dancing over there. You want to have a dance over here, Damian? But he's just no, I don't want to do this because I got to go save the day from everything else that's going on here. And again, Flatline is a great introduction of a character. I really like her. There is something unique about it in a way that I think works better than Punchline and other characters that are very new. It just feels authentic and interesting. And I like her a lot. I think she's very fun, very creative. So her and Damian do get into a little scrap, and she's why don't you just tell me what's actually going on here, and when I win, I'll solve the problem for you. And he's I'm not going to do that because I can actually win this tournament if you would just let me do this. So she kind of kicks his ass a little bit, and it looks like Damian is about to lose again. And he's trying to ask her these questions about her life, why are you here? I know that Lord Deathman wants you to come here to learn how to fight through the death, but why are you here? She's death's all I know. It's kind of some tragedy to you that, again, building up their relationship in a bit. The cover kind of gives the will they, won't they away, where you just see, Damian's reading the story about them. Are they going to get together? I still don't think so. I think we could build that up all day. I don't think they will. So it looks like Damian's going to lose again. She literally has him in the position where she ripped his heart out in the first issue. Damian's ready to lose. He's like, not again. Stops the block to rip his heart out, pushes her away, and it kind of kills her. Which I think's kind of cool. And I really like this. Again, Damian has been surrounded by death a lot. He has experienced it up close and personal. He himself, I believe, has died in the current continuity. I can't remember. But it's there and it's a part of his identity now. But I still kind of like, he's a kid. You know, when people die around him, it still hurts him. It still breaks his heart in a way. And I think there's a really interesting line in this book that Mother Soul says is like, you know, it's only the assassins who learn the meaning of death and like how it's wrong to kill. I think it's kind of interesting. It plays with that theme a little bit. So Damian does kill Flatline. I do believe she's got another life though. So she gets back up and walks it off eventually. We cut back to the other fight that was taking place with the other two. And it looks like Connor Hawke was able to beat Rose pretty easily. Which leads us to the end of this book with the Connor Hawke and Damian fight once again on the horizon. Which is fun. You know, I like those two together. It makes more sense than, you know, John Kent, sadly, just because they have a similar upbringing in a way that John and Damian don't. But it's fun. You know, this book just continues to take interesting chances and go into different directions that I think people are expecting. It's very fun. It's a good Damian story. I do like the reveal of the great-grandmother of Ra Al Ghul. I think that's fascinating. It's not, like, shocking, because obviously there was going to be the connection there to the Lazarus pits and all this stuff that leads into that world. That was going to be there no matter what of this character. So I buy it. I think it's an interesting addition to this lore. Again, we kind of teased Talia is maybe going to get involved later on in the book, but who's to say? I just think this is fun. You know, it's similar enough to stuff we've seen before of characters we know. It's exploring its own lore, which is kind of fascinating. And it's just one of the best books Damian's been a part of in a long time. So that's really cool to see. I'm excited to see where this continues. Looks like we're going to get Connor Hawke and Robin round 2, which is very exciting. That could lead to some interesting developments. And overall, this book has just been very fun, very entertaining, and a great read. I think Respawn's a Damian clone. It could be a Wilson boy. We'll have to wait and see. But great read. Great fun. Just a good book. I'm enjoying this book a lot. It's just really interesting. So Robin, issue number 7. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.